Start. What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome to the 36th episode of the Cabrini Kid podcast. I'm your host, the Cabrini Kid himself, the champ, David Haywood. Over to my left, we have Mr. Perkins, to you on IG, Mr. Keinon KP Perkins. Say what's up to the people.
What up? What up? Happy Wednesday. Thank you for joining.
Happy hump day to everybody. And right below us, we have our special guest for this week, Miss Hilary Matthews. Say what's up to everybody, Miss Matthews.
Hello. Hey, what's up, y'all? And I think of Bottle Blonde when you say that. I want like chicks in the background with drinks.
Oh, that reminds me of
what you know about Bottle Blonde?
Bottle Blonde. What's the other one right across the street? Hi Fi. Hi Fi.
Are you in Arizona?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So we're gonna kick it off with a very interesting topic. And this is something we kind of been kicking around for the last week. Do single women keep women single? Do single women keep their friends single? Hilary, I know you got some single friends.
You want me to go first?
I mean, you represent your sex.
1,000% they do. If you have a group of single friends and then you end up with a boyfriend or something like that, that person takes you away from them, and they don't want that. They want you to be with them and hanging out with them and being single. And so I don't think that they're going to give you the right sort of, positivity, like, be happy for you, give you the right advice or anything like that, because they want to be able to go out with you and have a good time and be, single just like them. I think they want to keep you single.
Right. Kyrie checking in. Kyrie is our first commenter of the evening. He says, yes, men do it as well sometimes.
I don't agree with that.
I don't agree that men do it. I think that men will say something if you go to your male friends with a problem. Like if you say, oh man, my girl tripping again, they're gonna be like, man, you need to stop talking to her. Like, let's go out tonight. But if everything is all good, then that's not going to be their response. I think with women it's very different because it's like you said, they want you to come hang out. They want you to come do Sunday fun day and brunch and come kick it. And if you got a man, you got to leave at a certain time.
Well, and your man's going to be uncomfortable with you hanging out with a bunch of single women.
You think so?
Mm-hmm. They get nervous about it. They don't want you hanging out with a bunch of single women because they're attracting a lot of men in your direction.
Do you think he would be, even if those girls were in a relationship, do you think he still would be nervous if you were going out with your girlfriends all the time? If your girlfriends are not attractive, that's one thing. But if they're attractive,
they're ugly. They're not going to get. I don't think as much. I don't think they would be as worried if they were not single. I don't think they would be as worried.
Kyrie says it goes the same for men as well.
No,
I don't agree. I
don't think so.
I don't agree with that.
I think I've got friends that are in relationships, and I've never tried to come within, like, to get him to go out to go like hunt. Now, if it's like where I haven't seen my guy in a long time and he's always laid up under his chick, then yeah, I might give him a little hard time about coming out. just to hang out, like just to get some fellas, like some camaraderie type stuff. But when it comes to, you know, do single women make single, you know, whatever the question was, I totally believe that, but I'm not one to try to influence my homie who has a relationship to step out of that relationship, or I'm not trying to invite that homie out in order to pursue other women. I'm simply trying to invite that homie out just to hang with my boy because I haven't seen him for a minute.
Right. And I think with guys, it's a lot more. I think guys are a lot more casual in the sense that, you know, if it could be a Tuesday night, I could be like, KP, you want to go watch the game? As opposed to girls, it's always Sunday fun day, it's Saturday night, girls night Friday, ladies night Thursday. Like women kick it more than guys do. Like guys can get together and like go watch a game, go play pool, go do just chill stuff.
So for instance, that in regards to that question, like I dealt with a female, and she's very pro woman, which is cool. I love that for her. And she's very pro girlfriend. Like her girlfriends are her, like they come first. Like no ifs, ands, or buts. They come first. Now, going into the situation, you know, fully understanding that to some degree, you know, it's super hard when you're trying to get to know someone and you have to quote unquote schedule time with this person around what her and her girlfriends are doing. My thought process is the same girlfriends that are single, if they met a great guy, they wouldn't treat her with that same grace.
Right. They're like, girl, I can't see. I know we were supposed to get together tonight, but
right.
Chad taking me to Mastro's. I'll see you next week.
Right. So and that's the kind of part where I was just like, that I don't think a dude would do that. You know what I mean? I don't think a dude would put spending time with his boys over hanging out with a girl who was really, really interested in him. I don't think a dude would do that. I don't know any dudes that would do that. Well, actually, I do kind of know some dudes that would do that.
I mean, think about it first. Yeah.
Yeah. Not all the time, but sometimes it's just like, come on, man. I mean, like it's cool. It's cool, you know, if you got a girlfriend or if you got a whatever. I love that. But I also think as a man, I think you have to have that camaraderie with other men. You have to you have to have some of that away time from your woman to appreciate that time in my opinion. Mm-hmm. So
it's healthy. It's healthy to have your life and their life and then your life together. I had a friend that had the same scenario happen. She met a guy, they, you know, through her friends. And then they were, you know, getting closer and closer and closer. And the guy started to get a little insecure about how close they were and how much they did together. And, you know, why you always have to be with them and why can't we do stuff together? And so then they started giving her advice like, what's wrong with him? Why doesn't he let you hang out? So it just became a kind of a battle between her friends and him. Yep. And in the end, I'm going to tell you, she chose her friends. She did not choose him because he was not, well, he wasn't worth he wasn't.
But do you think that at some point, if you're the woman at some point, and if you're caught in that in between, like here's a guy that I like and my friends, at what point do you feel like you got to tell your friends like, hey, y'all got to chill, like this is my dude, like me and him are building something, like I can't hang out with y'all as much? Or do you expect for your friends to proactively take that step back and say, I don't want to necessarily say like stop inviting you to as much stuff, but sometimes it works out that way too, right? They stop inviting you out as much, but as a woman in that situation, like how do you, I guess, like how do you navigate that? Like how do you make both sides happy, or when do you get to a point where you have to pick one side?
Well, I think it kind of depends on how far you are, how far along you are in the relationship, right? Like how connected you are, how much you're feeling that person, how much you want to sacrifice for that individual. Also, that you, and if you do, you got to find the balance. You have to find the balance between the two, because you do got to have your friends go like, hey, we're going to be going out to dinner this, tonight or whatever. Communication, right? You got to talk to them and tell them like, I'm going this. But if you like have like like this friend, she has like yearly trips she goes on with her friends, and he had issues with that. Like, why do you guys have to go to Mexico? Why do why are you always doing that? And just like real negativity behind that. So it just kind of depends on what that person is feeding you because of what you're doing. You know what I mean? And if they're both of the understanding that, hey, I had a life before you. You came in, we're older, we're in our 40s or whatever your age is. So like we had a whole life and friends and everything. So that person has to understand that, as well as the woman. The woman has to understand that the man had friends and he's going to go out with his boys and he's going to go watch the game. And, you can't be needy and texting him, why you always got to go hang out with your boys? You can't be like that either. It's got to
What
be
if you have that guy, like, what if you have that guy that wants to be laid up under the girl and she's telling him to go out?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Like, what if you have that friend who we think on the outside, he just, the girl is maybe keeping him in, but what if he's the one who is actually wanting to be up under the girl and she's saying you should go out?
Like
and
he's
hang out with your guy friends.
He's the clingy one.
Yeah.
I mean, that's his choice. Like you can only say so much. You can only do so much. You know what I mean? Like you can't force people to do what you want them to do, right? They're going to do what they want to do regardless. So you just have to understand that part of it. You have to know them too. Like if you're their friend, you're going to know, like, this guy was like that. Like he was the needy one. He was the one that was wanting to be underneath her, up her, all the time, like just, practically moving in like right away. And it was just overwhelming and too much. And she was feeling suffocated. And then that's how it ended up combusting, because it was too much.
Okay, so 2 questions. And I think you just made a very interesting point, so we'll bring that up second. But you made another point earlier where you said maybe the girl has, like, every year they go to Mexico. Mm-hmm. But every year before this year they were single. So whatever happened in Mexico stayed in Mexico. And I'm sure he saw the pictures from Mexico trips past. And he saw some videos and she talked about how great a time they had and they was wilding out, right? Mm-hmm. Do you feel like now that, she's in a relationship with a guy, that she should still be going to do those types of things? Like, do you feel like he was kind of validated and saying like, I don't know why you have to go to Mexico, because I've seen how y'all act in Mexico. I've seen it. You're in a relationship now. You're not single. And even if the girl is like, oh, I'm not going to do that this time, I'm going to just go and chill. Do you feel like she should have been like, you know what, ladies, I can't go this time because I got a man now. I think it would be inappropriate for me to go to Mexico, just because of our history in Mexico?
No, she should go to Mexico, because that's his insecurities with himself. If he does not feel confident that she can go and do something with a group of her friends without her, you should feel secure in that. Like, yeah, go have a good time. Go with your friends, because, and that was the case in this situation, was just pure insecurities. Like he didn't want her surrounded by other people influencing her thought process or her mind or anything else, because he wanted to be the one controlling that part. So I think that if you have a healthy relationship with a person, that they're going to be comfortable and confident and be like, you know what, go have fun with your girl, be safe, right? Also, don't act up. You know what I mean? Like, let them do their thing, but you know, have that confidence and have that security in your relationship, that she's not going to do anything. But no, I do not think that she should just stay home, especially if this is like an annual trip they do as friends. Like that's their thing. You have to reverse the roles too, right? Like, what if he had a boys trip, if he went camping, or if he, you know, had something going on there? How would it be if she was doing that?
She
Like, I don't
wouldn't like
want,
it though.
huh?
She wouldn't like it.
Depends. It
No,
depends.
I'm saying this is the exact same
I'm
situation.
not saying she wouldn't.
All right,
I'm saying it depends.
If every year me and KP go to Colombia, we have a guys trip. We run a 2-man every year to Colombia, and I'm single. 1 year I get in a relationship, and I say, "Oh, babe, in a month, me and KP going to Colombia. We do this trip every year." She gonna be like, "Oh, Colombia, huh? I don't like this." It could be because KP is single and I'm not, but it also could be because it's Colombia. So I feel like she would be justified in saying that, because if we've been talking and we've been dating and she says, "Oh, show me some pictures from or videos from when you and KP went to Colombia and it was just crazy," right?
Yeah.
And I say, "Hey, babe, I'm going this year, but I'm not gonna act like that." No woman would believe that.
I'm not saying no. I'm speaking for me, right? Like, I'm saying there are women
So
that
you
would
would
get
be cool
crazy.
with that.
I would be fine. I'm not needy, clingy, or anything like that. Like, I need you to get up out of my space. Like, go do your thing. Go with your boys. Go hang out. Go golfing. Go have a life. Like, do your thing, because I think that if you're just constantly with somebody, my ex-husband was like that. Up my rear end all the time. I'm like, he's like, "Oh, so and so invited me to the barbecue," and I told him no. Why? Why did they tell you no? Or why did you tell them no? You should go. You know what I mean? Get some friends. Have a life. I'm not that type of person that wants you up in my face 24/7. I don't.
KP, what would you say if you met a girl, and we all know how close AZ is to Vegas? She say, you know, every maybe like once or twice a year we go to Vegas. We have a girls' weekend in Vegas. We kick it. You know, last year when we went, a couple of dudes got us in a cabana and we was hanging out with them. And then the night before that, I blacked out and blah blah blah. Here's some pictures, but we fun to go in like 2 weeks. We going again in 2 weeks.
So there was a moment where like I had a girlfriend and she did have those trips to Vegas, and I used to be, "What up? Oh, what up, my guy?" I used to be absolutely, I used to just smile and say, "Go have fun, boo. Go have fun." But man, I used to be, as soon as she left, I'd be having to do anything I can to get my mind off of what could potentially go on in Vegas based off of prior trips, for sure.
You're not allowed to know what's going on in Vegas. You're not allowed to know, because what goes on there stays there. That's the way it works.
That's why I didn't like her going. Exactly why I didn't like her going. But I didn't stop her from going. So I mean, I didn't stop her from going. She knew that I wasn't a big fan of it, but at the same time, I wasn't gonna, put up a stink about it, because I would want that same grace in return.
Mm-hmm. Oak says, environment influences behavior. Can't keep wearing a jersey and not be in the game.
Hey, that's a good analogy, Oak. That's my guy. Oak, what up? Hey, I appreciate you for hopping on, Oak.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of truth to that, but I also, like, I agree with what you said, Hilary, when you said, I had a life before you, right? Mm-hmm. Nick the Quick checking in. What's good with you? when you said I had a life before you, like, yeah, I agree with that. But the life that you had before was a single life where you could do what you wanted to do without consideration for anybody else's feelings. So do you feel like there's like single actions and those actions or those or single behavior, and that behavior has to be curtailed or stopped once you get in a relationship? Or do you feel like, well, I should be able to do what I want to do, and these are my friends from a prior life, and yeah, there's some overlap, but in the name of me having my freedom, I should be able to just hang out and kick it and do what I want to do?
Obviously there's going to be limitations, right? Like you can't continue to go and do the things, all the things that you used to do, right? Like if you're going out to the club, right? Like you're not going to the Womack, right? Like that place is a place, don't like, you know what I'm talking about. You can't listen. There's a whole line of dudes just watching women walk by, like that's and waiting for somebody like that. You're not going to go to those kind of places, and I think that your single girlfriend should understand that, and like, hey, he's not really comfortable, because I wouldn't be comfortable with him going to let's say
Bottle Blonde every
Bottle
weekend.
Blonde or Hot Chick or the Maya, what is it, Maya or whatever that is. No, we're not. No, you're not doing that. Like, but that's a respect thing, I don't. And your single friends we have to find different things to do. I think it's a good idea that we're going to find different things to do.
So
you said the Womack.
So I guess I can say I think I've learned both ways can happen in my experience. So that there was one time when there was a female that I was talking to, that I was dating. She absolutely hated the fact that I love to go out every single Sunday. Those are just my days where I hang out with my boys. We watch football. We go out. I'm home by like 6:37, so on and so forth. Those are just my days. I may not go out Friday, Saturday, but Sunday I would go out with my guys to watch football. I work all week. That's like my day, right? To go out with my boys. She would have an issue with that. She would have an issue with that. And regardless, so then the next girl, I got single, of course, because that wasn't sustainable, because I'm a grown-ass man. I'm gonna do whatever I want. And if that's my one if that's my one day where I can have to myself, with my fellas, the one day that I see my boys, throughout the week, then, football, okay, whatever. I mean, it wasn't this serious. So then I met another girl where I would still go out on Sundays, but then I would invite her, because I learned from the previous relationship. And there was times when she would come. There was times when she's like, no, just go out, with you and your boys or whatever. But every girl hates the fact that I like going out on Sundays with my guy friends. Do I prioritize that over my female that I have at the time? No. Do I have to go out? Am I choosing them over her? No. But if I have a girl, I'm more than likely probably going to stay in with my girl more Sundays than not.
I think that women have to understand the football aspect, and that is y'all are obsessed with it. Like that during football season, from July or whenever it starts to February, whenever the Super Bowl is, like Sundays are football. Monday nights are football. Thursday nights are football. Saturday's college football. Like football is a thing. Like that's just that. I think that if you're going to be with a guy, especially a guy that likes football, and it's very, very hard to find a guy that doesn't like football. It's just not going to happen. Maybe, I don't know. But that's what it's going to be. And you have to adapt to that and understand that part of it, because you're not going to take football. You're not going to take football from it. It's not going to happen.
Kyrie says, honestly, if you didn't care, you could do what you want, even if you're in a relationship, but there are actions behind that. Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm trying to touch on is, out of consideration for your significant other, where do you start to cut back on those behaviors you had when you were single? Or do you continue to do them and just say, hey, this is me. You got to, take it or leave it.
No,
this is me.
You're going to be single.
Yeah, then you're going to be single. Like, and I'm hardcore. I'm going to do whatever I want type of mindset. But I know I'm very mindful of that when I'm dating someone, that their needs have to be a priority to some degree. I totally am aware of that. Now, am I going to sacrifice certain things? Yeah, of course. But, there are some women out there who will so there's one time at band camp. This woman, this girl, she didn't think that we would be good together because I didn't want to necessarily do things. That wasn't necessarily true. I love doing things. It may not be necessarily the things that she likes doing. You know what I mean? And so my mindset is, and this is just the way that I think about things, if I have someone that I'm interested in, if I have someone that I really like, my mindset is, if I know that Hilary doesn't like basketball or doesn't like watching basketball, I'm not going to invite her to go watch basketball or to watch basketball. This girl's mindset was, I want to be with you. So I'm going to enjoy anything that you like because you like it. And you should enjoy anything that I like because I like it. And I don't think that is a great way of going about. Yeah. Again,
that's not realistic.
It's not realistic because, if you so for example, if she wants to go to a Suns game, granted, I am one of these dudes who is a diehard team. What it's my team. I'm not watching another team. I'm not going to a Suns game unless they're playing against the Lakers. Now, if they're playing against the Lakers, yeah, I'll go. If they're playing against the Sacramento Kings, I don't want to go because I'm not interested because it's not my teams that are playing.
Right.
You can go with your girls, have fun. She would get mad because I didn't want to go.
You have to want to be with her and go with her. That's the mentality that some women have. You have to want to do it.
Yeah, but do you always have that want?
No, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that's what it is. I'm just saying that's where it comes from.
It's
wild.
It's wild to think that, and that's just me. I'm not going to ask my girl to do something if I know that she's not a big fan of it, or if I know she doesn't really like concerts, I'm not going to invite her to a concert.
Well, that's doing things together, right? Find your common interests together that you do together.
Yeah, but if you already know that she doesn't like it.
Yeah.
But why am I going to invite her? I would rather go with people that I know that's going to enjoy it.
No, don't invite her. I'm not saying invite her. I'm saying
okay.
But there would be but what I'm saying is there would be an issue in her mindset because I didn't invite her. She would want to her mindset is I want to go because you're going. So, it's crazy. Different strokes for different folks.
Geneva checking in. Geneva said, sometimes a girl just wants to be invited.
I get it, I guess.
No. She wants to have the choice. She wants to have the choice. Even though the answer is still going to be no.
Yeah, I get that.
I can see that. I can see
Yeah,
that.
I get that.
Cadriano, we got Cadriano checking in.
Hey, low key, Cadriana, I know you're listening. I low key miss you for real. I do low key miss you.
She said if she's cool, she will always have fun, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Or she'll fake it.
Is that fun?
Who's that fun for?
Faking it for a 3-hour, 4-hour concert.
What if he knows you're faking? If he knows you're not having fun, what is that? That's not fun for him.
Yeah. Right. Now he feel like he's forcing you to do it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it's going to get brought up in an argument.
Geneva said, just for us to be able to decide what we want to do. Kadriana, I miss you guys too. We miss you. Here's a good question. How do you guys feel about hooking female friends up with guy friends of yours? That's the first question. A, how you feel about it? B, would you tell them the real scoop, or would you not? Would you let them find out on their own, or would you tell them everything they need to know? Because these are both your friends. One of your female friends likes one of your guy friends, and she says, KP, man, what's going on with such and such, man? Put me on. Would you tell her, or would you not? Hilary, same thing for you.
Like, would I tell the dude, or would I tell the girl if it was the dude trying to holler at it?
Yeah, like if your female friend was trying to holler at one of your guy friends and she asked you to put in a good word for her, would you tell her like, nah, you don't want to date him? Or would you say, you know what? You should sit down and have a conversation with him and see if y'all click.
If I'm gonna be honest with you, it really depends on the level of relationship that I have with each person. To be honest with you, I hate to put like a number on it or a time on it, but if it's like a girl that I've been knowing for quite some time and only a dude I've been knowing for like a year or two, and she wants to know like what's up with so-and-so, then yeah, I'm gonna say, yeah, he's a good dude, got a job. So that's pretty much what I would do.
Got a job.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I would do. Yeah. I would tell my boy, I would be like, hey, so and so is trying to holler at you. What you think? I would do that, yes.
Kadriana said, give me a glass of wine and I'll sit through a church service. Anything could be a good time. She said,
what's 2 glasses of wine gonna do for you then?
She said, nope, never again. Hooked them up and I lost 2 friends.
That's the problem. That's the problem right there. Like, if you can't get in the middle. It's like giving advice. Like, y'all did a question about giving advice to one friend or another, you know? Mm-hmm. It's the same sort of concept, you know? If you have a friend like, hey, I want to talk to them, as grown adults, you could be like, you know what? I cannot, I'm out of it. But if y'all want to talk, that's fine. But if it doesn't work out, so now it becomes a problem. Like, if you want to all hang out together or something like that, then it's uncomfortable. She's mad. She don't like him anymore. Then she's going to talk. I don't know.
Colleen checking in. What's up, Colleen?
Colleen, what's good?
She said, I just tried to do this for KP. I gave him the full scoop.
So lately it's been crazy. Like, lately there's been girls that have been like reaching out to me trying to hook me up with their girlfriends lately. And in regards to Colleen, she did give me the full scoop. You know, and I gave her back the full scoop. I said if she's trying to get fed to the couch, then we can have a conversation. But as far as like going out or anything like that, nah, I think I'm gonna have to pass. But how do you tell that friend you know, that you're not
He
interested.
said, nah, he's straight.
You know,
He said he's
That
cool on
happened,
that.
that happened to me today. Like today, it happened. There was
a dude wasn't interested in you.
I won't give full details because it was yeah, I can't do it. But anyway, it was that I was interested, and I was like, hey, what's going on with your boy? Like, he's super handsome, you know. And so then he shot a text to his boy and said, hey, my girl's crushing on you, right? He said, oh, that's nice. And we met, like, we saw each other, like he and I was like, oh, he's not interested, and I'm like, I'm fine, like it's whatever, and he's like, no, I don't think that's the case. I'm like, first of all, you're married and you've been married for a long time. You don't know what it's like out here in these streets to deal with this stuff, and when they say stuff like that, you got to take that. It's I don't know. But
Colleen said if he don't like me, he don't like girls. So
I heard that, Colleen. You tell him.
I don't know. I don't like to dissect it because it is what it is. If it is, it's not you, it's not me, it's not meant to be. Like, I don't really care. But yeah, that happened, and I was like, so I'm not interested anymore. I'm not interested. You know what I mean? Like, it's done, it's over, it's finished. I'm not gonna pursue it. I'm not gonna push it. I'm not gonna do anything about it. Like, it just is what it is. I shot my how do I say that?
You shot your shot.
I shot your shot. I shot my shot and I missed, and it's fine.
So do you mind me asking a couple follow-up questions?
Sure.
Was this a white man?
No.
Wow.
I don't date white men.
Okay. And then was this guy someone you think would be is this a guy who you think is he someone who would find someone approaching him attractive, or like just the thought of it? Do you know that of him, or kind of sort of, or do you get that vibe
that women approach him?
He would like women making the first move.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe not. He seemed kind of shy, so maybe that's the case. I can come off, some people have called it a little aggressive at times, which whatever, it's fine. But you don't make shots you don't take, right? Like, if I've done where, you know, I'll friend request and I'll dive into the inbox like, hey, you know, what's going on here?
We got a Jordan part 2 on our hands.
I'll be the one to do it. Like, I'll go in and I'll message them and say, I've been rejected at least like a couple times in the last month. You know what I mean? Where it's like, you know, I'm flirting.
Women do DM first.
Why not?
That's crazy. See, like, me as a man, and this is no offense to you, what I'm about to say. Unless the girl is just like Elephant Man and she's hideous, I'm gonna respond with some nice pleasantries. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna entertain it for sure, because me personally, I think the act of a woman having the balls to put herself out there to come up to me to let me know that I'm attractive, to let me know that she thinks highly of me or something like that. To me, I think that's hot, me personally. I mean, just recently I had a girl come up to me at the bar, and again, it was a bigger girl, and I entertained her for a good 15 or 20 minutes. And then she said, can I have your number? I said, I can give you my Instagram.
Oh, here we go.
And then
bye.
And she's like, what? You don't want to get my number?
Nope.
And then I was like, I was like, oh, girl, I'm just playing. Here's my number, girl. Girl. So
I was just seeing if you're gonna take it first.
You gave her, so now she thinks you're interested.
No, she hasn't even reached out.
Oh, well, maybe not then.
Geneva said, "Nah, I wouldn't give the full scoop unless one of the other is rotten when it comes to relationships. So probably protecting her friend." Colleen says, "I would only do it if I knew both people were looking for the same thing." Christian, we got Christian checking in. Thank you for saying what's up to us. Says, "Hi, Hilary. Tell Tyler and Jackie I said hi."
Oh, hi, Chris. That's a friend of my son's from high school.
Colleen says, "Lame for men to be turned off by that."
Yeah,
I get the feeling that Colleen has jumped in some inboxes before.
Oh, Colleen, man, I'm telling you, hey, we got to get Colleen to come on. Colleen got some stories.
Colleen has slid in some DMs before.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, some men are turned off by it, but like you did, you'll entertain it for a little while, and then at some point, you gotta read the room as the person that took the shot, right? Yeah. You gotta read the room. You gotta understand what's happening. There's no messages. There's no interest. Like you can see it, and when it's not happening.
Colleen said, I have actually never slid into any DMs.
Yeah, I definitely think you got to read the room for sure. Yeah, because I mean, I think I commend you on shooting your shot. Like I think that's hot, regardless of
why not?
Because I think a lot of women don't know what it takes to work yourself up to shoot that first shot, right? And guys know when you shoot your shot, she may not even like dudes, but I'm gonna shoot my shot and I'm gonna see what happens, right? I don't think a lot of women have ever been in that mindset where they're willing to jump out that window. And then some women I feel like I don't want to say have gotten to that point, but are comfortable with, like you said, I'm gonna shoot my shot. If I miss, I miss. If I hit it, I'm going on a date.
Now you know what, Hilary. you know what shooting your first shot really is telling a dude, right?
What? I don't want to sleep with him.
That you want to.
That I want to. That's why I said that I want to.
Yeah, that you may be willing to go there.
Why wouldn't I? I mean, at some point, maybe that is the case.
He said,
why would, like, I'm showing interest. Maybe that's my goal. Maybe that's what I wanted at the time. Maybe not in this particular situation. I'm just saying in general, like, if you do approach somebody, maybe that is what I'm interested in. You don't know what I'm interested in if you don't entertain it, right? Like, if we don't start to get to know each other, it's just the initial conversation. If you're not going to take an interest to find out, what I'm looking for in a relationship, if I want a relationship, if I'm just looking to hook up for that one night, you don't know what I'm looking for when I shoot that shot.
So if he had responded, like if you'd have slid in his DMs, you said, "Hey, handsome, saw your picture, just wanted to say what's up," and he responded, "Hey, Hilary, what you trying to get into?" Would you have been honest, or would you have been, I'm just trying to get to know you. I saw your picture, blah blah blah, or would you be like, "I've already made my mind up"?
Depends on where I'm at in the situation. Depends on where I'm at in my relationship, because I have been in all different, areas of that situation, right? Where I've just wanted to I just want to hook up. That's all I want to do. I don't want nothing else. Let's be honest. Obviously not getting denied, if that's what you're gonna tell a guy, like that's all you want to do. They're not going to deny you.
You got a 99% success rate in that category, then, huh?
All right, you show hey funny at the plate, then.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'd be honest. I mean, I've been single for 6 years now, where I've done all kinds of sort of, relationships, and I've been in different areas of this singlehood. You're in that, whatever phase you are in your single era. You just have to be honest with yourself, I think, what you really want. And I think that a lot of women have that problem. They are not honest with what they want. They, if they're wanting to do that, and then they get all offended. Oh my God, you just want to sleep with me. Well, yeah, they do.
Kyrie says being honest is the best way. Honesty is the best policy. So question, I want to ask you a question about something you said a little bit ago. You said, I don't date white men.
Oh.
Why is that?
I've been married twice, and I had 2 white husbands. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with dating white. I just do not find them, I don't find them attractive anymore. I don't know why. I mean, I have, in, last couple of years entertained it again. Like, maybe I shouldn't be so, one track, explore other options, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And that fumbled. And I just don't find them as attractive. I find myself looking in the other direction when I have tried to entertain that. I just don't.
Because you like what you like.
Yeah, I'm attracted to who I'm attracted to. What is it?
The follow-up question.
Now, why is that?
I fell in love with a black man in 2020, and that was a wrap.
And that was your first?
That was my very first. I wouldn't even call it a relationship, because he was lying and cheating and had a whole girlfriend.
Black men don't cheat.
I already saw this little post on, because they've discovered that we want to be poly, and we want to have, open relationships and whatnot. And I'm not just saying black men, like all men decided that that's what they want to do.
Samuel said Wakanda forever. Shout out to Sam for checking in.
Sam, what's good, my guy? I appreciate you for hopping on.
So before 2020, what was your preference before 2020?
I was married. I was married to a white man.
Okay.
And you so you just randomly saw other dude, and you just randomly saw him at the gym or wherever, and you're like, damn, I want some of that.
So
or have you always like seen black guys on TV and be like, damn, or have you and your girlfriends talked about, or do you have girlfriends that have hooked up with black men and they've talked to you about them, and you're always like this?
No. No, I was married until 2019. My sons played basketball, and so I had been around, a lot of black coaches and things like that. I never really found myself, looking in that direction. And then in 2020, I saw this man at a basketball tournament, and turns out I actually went to high school with him, and I didn't know it. But I saw him from a distance, and I actually took a picture of this man. Like I just took, for like stalker status, took a picture of him.
Yeah,
like,
you was deep in it.
Fine as hell. I was like, who is this, and how do I get in touch with him, right? And I took a picture. I was too nervous. I was too.
You stopped watching the game. At this point, you're not watching the game.
I don't even care. My kids weren't even there at that point. Like, you guys do your thing. I don't even care what you guys are doing. So I took a picture of him, and then for some reason, somewhere out of nowhere, he comes into my friends I may know on my Facebook, and I friend requested, and I jumped right in. Just didn't even care. It was so quick. I couldn't even help myself. And he did tell me honestly that he did have a girlfriend from the jump. Then we met up for lunch or whatever the case was, and of course he did the whole. Listen, I'm not proud of it. I'm just saying that's what I did. I'll be honest. So I did, and then we met up or whatever, and then he said, "Oh, we're breaking up. I'm about to move out." Da 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 da. So I believed it because I was being dumb. I was like, okay, whatever you say. You know, you're just buying all the bullshit that they're selling. And then
we just staying together, but we separated.
So many lies. Yeah, and then we had a relationship after that, and obviously he was still with her almost all the time. It did not end well at all. It did not end well because I got crazy. Like I got crazy about it, text messages, emails, the nonsense that women do, you get all wild, but it's my fault. It was my fault.
Right. You did it to yourself. I did
it to myself. I had no one to blame but myself. I can't be over here mad at him. He was honest. He told me like I needed to be okay with being the other woman. And I was not. I'm not okay with being the other woman. And I knew that. But, he was supposed to choose me. Not gonna happen.
That thing had you going crazy, huh?
It was a lot.
There was a lot.
It was a lot of it.
So then after that, after 2020, you said, this is where I belong.
Yeah.
Welcome home.
Yeah.
Welcome.
This is what I like.
Home.
This is what I'm gonna pursue.
So how's that been going for you?
I'm single. So, it's not going bad. I'm not. Look, I had a relationship in 2021 and 2022 is it was a lot, but it was not. I was not in any relationship.
He was fresh back on the scene.
I was fresh on the scene, and so I was making very questionable decisions. but 2021, 2022 was crazy, fun, crazy. But then I got into a relationship in 23, and that did not. I mean, it went okay, but it was a different situation. Like we were not together. He had his life. He wanted me in his life. He didn't want to be a part of mine. We were not an us, and so that didn't end up working out. And then, so now 2024, I was totally single. I had to get over that whole relationship. And then now we're in 2025 and I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on.
What part of the valley are you in?
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on. I'm in Surprise.
Oh, well, shit.
I mean, it's not a lot going on in Surprise.
There's nothing. There are zero things. Although I do have one guy I'm talking to in Surprise, but that guy gives me the ick.
Nah, you don't. Nah, you and you are a good hour from anywhere substantial.
I'm moving to Phoenix. I'm moving to Phoenix in August. I'm moving. I'm out of here.
Oh, yeah, you'll be straight once you get there. Colleen said, "Rest in peace." When you get to Phoenix, it's a wrap. We ain't gonna hear from you no more.
Surprise. Sheesh.
Yeah,
I lived in Surprise for like 6 months.
It's awful. I've been here for 20 years.
Damn.
Yeah.
Awful. Well, I mean, you're definitely gonna find that too many brothers out near Surprise.
I don't hang out here. I'm never out here. I work in Phoenix. I hang out in Phoenix. That's how I know all of everything that's going on in Phoenix. I'm downtown. I'm Biltmore area. I do Scottsdale sometimes, but I don't really like that. I go to the cigar bar. I like that.
Yeah, Scottsdale is going to be far for you, but Biltmore is probably perfect.
Yeah, it's okay.
KP, what's your preference?
In regards to what?
Do you have a preference when it comes to race when you're dating?
No, I don't really see color. I love black women. I love white women.
It's equal opportunity. Everybody can get it.
I'm an equal opportunity. I'm an equal opportunist. Everyone can get it. Everyone can get it.
I've been there.
I think that you know, where we're at, like, if I lived in, like, for instance, if I was like lived where JoJo is, I'd probably be more apt to date a black chick, like if I was in Atlanta or something along those lines. But being here, it's it's always snowing.
It's always snowing there.
I've dated all like men, like not just black, like all men, Mexicans. I've had Asian boyfriends. I've had different
before 2020.
No, during. I mean, I've dated even during, after 2020.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm not a big dater. Like, so, like, I'm not a big dater. We either gonna really do it or we gonna do it.
That's why I've had one boyfriend. That's what I'm telling you. No.
You say, are we gonna do it or we gonna do it?
I mean, otherwise we're kind of like wasting time, in my opinion. So that's why, there's, when you make it to a third or fourth quote unquote date, that person may, I guess, you may see some potential. But I think after the first or second hang out date or hang out conversation for 60 minutes, whatever.
Right. JoJo, 8 1 hour phone calls.
Yeah.
That's classified as each date.
Yeah, take an hour conversation, whatever that looks like. It's gonna fall into do it or do it. Like, I mean,
well, yeah, yeah.
And I'm okay with just doing it. I'm okay with that. In this day and age, you, Hilary, you are in the single pool. Men and women, black, white, Indian, brown, don't matter. It's all pee in this dating pool, regardless if it's a man or woman. It's so much pee in this dating pool, it's not even funny. So so that's why I think there was one episode when I think it was myself, David, and Kadriana, or I don't know, I forgot who else it was. When I made a comment, I think David, and we talked about, I said that I feel as if I check all the boxes. And when I say all the boxes, I don't necessarily mean the quote unquote physicality boxes or the boxes that you see on, the TikToks and the Facebooks and the stereotypical. I mean, I feel as if I check all the boxes with the intangibles. So I personally feel in my heart of all hearts that if I meet a female, don't get me wrong, I love being single. But if a female pours into me as I pour into her, if she pours into me just as much as I pour into her, if she reciprocates the same energy that I give her, then I'm all for it. She will get to see those intangibles, the heart, the good family, all of those things. But when, I forgot where I was going I forgot where I was going, but that's what I meant. The intangibles instead of just, the height, the money, the own place, the own car, all that. I'm not talking about that stuff. Yeah. So that's what I meant by that one time. So like I feel as if, you know, it's so hard out here when you're single because you have these women who will give someone who, like we've talked about in past episodes, who will give someone a chance, and it's not someone that they would normally give a chance, whereas where they have this other dude who's been like trying to holler at them, but they won't give them a chance because, oh, for whatever reason, but yet they'll keep getting played by dude after dude after dude after dude. And personally, I love that shit. I love that shit. I love when I've tried to holler at a girl or she was just like, no, I'm cool. And then I see her posting sad shit. Oh, my heart's broken. Oh, I need this. Oh, if any man would do this. Oh, shut up. I'd be reading, going past these scroll. I'd be like, shut up. You had
I call people out. I call people out on Facebook. It's ones that I have shot my shot at, and I'm like over here trying to be interested in them, and then they're over there crying on Facebook. I have gotten blocked and deleted because I will talk shit on their page because they are talking nonsense at this point. You're talking nonsense. I don't want to hear your nonsense.
I think it's crazy when people post like, I haven't met a good woman or a good man. Well, you probably have. You just looked over them because because of whatever reason.
Big facts.
Yeah, whatever reason.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that as a man, there hasn't been a female that I may have looked over, but I think, in my personal opinion, women have way more bats than men.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I can't honestly say that I've turned down someone that could have been my future, whereas I can almost bet my life on it that most women have met someone where that man would have that they wouldn't be single now if they had given said dude a chance that tried to holler at them.
It depends on if they want to be single or with somebody, right? Like if they wanted to, they would.
I don't think any woman wants to be single.
Yeah, I don't think that either.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, you're probably right.
I mean, I don't think anybody wants to be single, male or female. But
yeah,
I agree.
If we're talking about as opposed to men, I think men are because of societal, pressure. I think men are the ones that are out doing most of the shot shooting as opposed to, women. So even though there are less men than women in the world, the men are the ones doing all the shot shooting, with the exception of women like yourself who are sliding in DMs and taking those chances. So it's like KP said, like there's definitely an opportunity for women to say, like, during those lonely nights, they scroll back through the phone. Damn, I wonder whatever happened to such and such. I bet that would have worked out. Geneva said, get the fuck out of here. We missed a good guy under our nose. Who said they're good for us? I mean, if you single, he might have been better than what you had.
Yeah, he might have been. I'm not saying a guy that you went out on dates with. Maybe it was a guy you went out on a date with and you didn't like the way maybe there's trash in his car. or something like that.
Or you didn't like how he dressed.
Yeah, or you didn't like how he dressed.
Or you didn't like his cologne.
Yeah, they'll find women will find whatever the littlest thing is.
Yes.
Oh, he didn't answer that.
I don't
question
like the way he types. I don't like the way he said WYC.
He do his food funny on the date.
100%.
I'm not gonna see him again, but I'm gonna give this other dude a chance, and I'm pretty sure he a red flag, but he seemed nice.
He's gonna reject me, and then I'm gonna still be single. But I got that. I'm guilty.
Then you get played for 3 months, and then you back on the dating app again.
Yep.
Circling back to the same dudes. Wasn't you just on here?
Back on Instagram, posting crazy shit. Oh, if one day they will treat me the way that I treat them. Shut up.
Geneva said, yeah, well, you got to be attracted to them to make it in a lasting relationship. How many men mess up a good relationship with a woman? I don't know.
Hey, I'm not saying that men don't mess up, Geneva.
Right.
I'm really not. I'm not saying that men mess up. What I am saying is that there have been some men in a lot of women's past where they've passed on, where they've gone on to other men who didn't treat them as well, where they never gave that one guy a chance, and he could have been that person if given a chance, a real chance. That could have been their person. Whether they're attracted to them, remember, looks on everything,
right?
As what we're supposed to think, right? It's about the heart.
We all gonna get saggy at about 70, 80 years old.
It's about the way they treat me. Okay, so that dude may be that you didn't give a chance. The one with the mole on his lip that you didn't like. He had a big mole on his lip, and now you've been getting mistreated by dude after dude after dude, where you had this good dude and you didn't give him a chance just because he had a mole on his lip. That's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about.
He said a mole on his lip.
When you're right, you're right.
Hey, Hilary, I'm right a lot.
When you're right, you're right. I mean, we have to.
If you went out on a date with him, I would think.
We have initial attraction.
But that goes back to what I said before. I said men go on dates already knowing that they're attracted. Women go on dates just to see.
1,000%.
A man is not going to take you out on a date if he doesn't know if he's attracted to you, if he doesn't think that there could be something, if he doesn't anything. Like, he's not going to take you, right? Women will say, well, he asked me out and he's not really my type and he is a little shorter than I like and he does look kind of far, but
we'll see.
He seems nice. We'll see.
He's paying, so I'll go.
What? How do we know that though? We don't know that when we get there. We don't know when we get there if they're going to be paying. Like, I always go into these dates prepared to pay. Prepared to pay every single time for me.
I feel like every woman say that.
I do. Every time. I've even
offered. I hear you.
She's Jordan.
I'm not saying in general. Huh?
I say you're Jordan 2.0.
I'm ready to pay. I'm not going to be sitting there looking like some boo-boo the fool with the check, and you've decided that we're going to split it or whatever, and I'm not prepared. I'm not prepared. Also, if I invite them, I'll pay. Or I'll be prepared to pay, but a lot of times they'll pay.
So you're okay with asking a man out on a date, the first date?
Absolutely. Why not? Make a plan. Make a plan.
No.
Let's go to the game. Let's go have
No,
fun.
You make the plan.
No, you make the plans.
I did. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Why not?
Cadriana?
I mean, I don't see a problem with it. Like, we can't, we cannot have a man or somebody, you can't expect them to do something you're not going to do, right? Like, you can't expect something from a man that you're not willing to bring to the table either, right? Like, a lot of women, they're like, oh, I want these cars. I want them to have this. I want da-da-da-da-da-da. But they ain't got nothing. They got 5 kids with 3 different daddies. They got no house, or he's paying for it, but they want this dude to have all these things and take care of it. I go into relationships or whatever I'm going into with what I have, right? Like, bare minimum, car, somewhere to live, a job, and I can't remember what the 4th thing was, but there's things that you
minimal kids by minimal different dudes.
Huh?
I said minimal kids by minimal different dudes.
I don't know. I mean, I'm going off the rails on that one. Like, that could be, I'll be attacked by women, by they'll be mad because I'm not, I don't really. I just think that you should be able to bring to the table what you're desiring. Is my point.
Right.
I agree.
Like,
Right.
if you have all the things that you're asking of a man, then yes, then that's what you should expect, because you are bringing to the table exactly what you expect. But
have you ever heard a woman say that she didn't have those things, even from the women who didn't?
what? Sorry, say that again.
So even if, worst case scenario, there is a woman out there who doesn't have a car, doesn't have a job, multiple kids by multiple different dudes, she still is going to think that she's top notch. She's not going to say, I don't deserve to be in a relationship. I would be a terrible pick. She would never say that. She still thinks and believes that she's top notch. And I feel like same probably with guys too, right? Like if you met a dude who didn't have a car, didn't have his own place, didn't have a job, he's still going to think he has something to offer. She froze. But yeah, I think that just kind of touching on what she was saying, I don't think you'll ever hear somebody say, I'm not a good pick.
Yeah.
Even the people who know that they're not would never say,
I'm not a good catch.
I'm not a good catch.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever. No one would say that. Why would you say that? Like, why would you say that? That doesn't make a lot of sense. But if you can be told that, I don't even know why would anyone tell someone they're not a good catch, especially if they've never been with them. So even if you don't have it all together, you should never think that you're not a good catch. You should always have that confidence as a man or a woman, regardless if you have it all together or not. You should have that confidence in yourself that you are a catch, because a lot of that confidence is what's going to catch that female or that male.
Yeah, but do you think that
I'm coming back. I'm back.
Okay.
But I'm sorry. I was like,
good.
oh my God.
No, you good. But do you think that in being honest with yourself, that you can really say that, right?
Yeah,
like, I agree that everybody should be confident, right? You should be confident in what it is that you can bring to the table. But if it's not basic things, if you're not bringing basic things to the table, should you still have that same level of confidence? Is that setting yourself up for failure?
I don't think that you should be dating. I don't think you should really. I don't really think that there's a lot of people out there that are not bringing the bare minimum to a relationship. And so I don't think that there's a lot of people out there that are on these websites and that they have no business dating. They're living with their mama. They're living with their ex. They're doing crazy stuff out there. And I'm not just talking men. I'm talking women too. I mean, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with living with your parents I did. I was in a bunk bed when I was 40. Like, it is what it is. But I had no business dating at that time. You know what I mean? Like, I had no place to live. I was living with my parents. My 15-year-old was sleeping on the top bunk of a bunk bed. And I had no business being on a dating site, looking for a relationship, nothing.
But were you
own self.
But were you?
Yes. Yes.
And you got needs too, right? You got needs too.
I wasn't looking for a husband. I was looking for something else. So, but I was being honest in those situations. You've got to be honest.
Were dudes more okay with your situation?
Oh yeah, they don't give it. They don't care. Men,
so would you have been okay with a dude?
No.
Okay.
There's a double standard with women in that regard.
We talked about that last week. Like
they don't. No. If I met a guy right now that was living with his parents, now there's a difference, right? Like if you're living with your parents or they're living with you, right? So it's a difference. So like if they come to you and say, hey, my parents are living with me, I'm taking care of them. It's his house and they're living. That's different. But if he's living with his parents and they're taking care of him or whatever the situation, no, women are not going to be okay with it. They're not. They might at first be like, oh, it's okay. He's cute. But how am I supposed to go? I'm not going to go. You got to come over to my house all the time now. I got to be the one, bringing you over here. I can't ever go over to your house. It gets old. And we get tired of it.
I said all of that. I said all of that last week.
Oh, did you?
You said how sustainable is it? It might be fine at the beginning.
Yeah. He's cute. I like him. It's fine. But no, it's not long-term. It's not long-term relationship goal.
Crystal, thank you for checking in. Crystal said you shouldn't be trying to date if you don't have your ish together.
That's my girl. That's one of my good friends.
Did she know you at that time when you was in the bunk bed?
I went to high school with her.
Oh, so y'all was friends during that period of time, and you was telling her about all your escapades.
Yeah.
She didn't tell you that you shouldn't be dating, huh?
Well, we didn't really talk then. Like I've known her since high school. We really just kind of recently reconnected. I ended up being friends with one of her, and she was crazy, and it's the whole thing. But I 1000%. If I was, I don't really ask people for advice when I know what I'm doing is not right. Because they're going to tell me you don't need to be doing it. And I already know that. I don't need you to tell me that. I already know what I'm doing. But I'm doing it because I choose to.
I don't need you to tell me I'm wrong. I know I'm wrong.
I know.
Be my friend.
Just support me. Be there with bail money if I'm in trouble.
Oh.
Yeah. But now I have my stuff together. So now I'm encountering situations like that. But I don't really date and I'm not on the apps and I don't do all that kind of stuff anymore. I'm over that kind of process.
So where are you meeting your men?
I meet out and about most of the time. Facebook in itself is a dating app. You get friend requests
since 03.
Facebook is always, you get friend requests and they're sliding in.
It's the same as Instagram, KP.
Yeah, it's Instagram. Instagram, they do it. They'll do it on TikTok.
But for uncles and aunties?
For Facebook?
You said uncles and aunties.
You're not on Facebook.
He on there.
No, I'm on there, but I don't know my password.
That's what they do. Their friend request, and then they'll most of the time it's terrible, and then I have to block them, and it's not. And I have friends, like I'll hang out with a bunch of friends, and then they'll have dudes. I have a lot of guy friends, and they have friends. Like last night, some guy, he wants to get tickets to he has tickets to Kendrick Lamar, and he asked if I wanted to go. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll go. But I'm not really interested in him, you see.
Mm-hmm. But you'll take his ticket to the concert.
I mean, I don't think I will. I don't.
Nah,
think
you going. If I see you post any pictures of that concert.
I entertained it for like a little minute, but I don't think I would, because I don't want him to think that I'm interested when I'm not. Because I do want a relationship. I do want to be in a relationship at some point, but I don't want to entertain these things that are not going to go anywhere, and I know they're not going to go anywhere.
Crystal said if she had told me, I would have told her absolutely not.
See. Yeah. Now, if I ask her for advice, she straight up tell me, like, don't do any of it.
Well, she needs to tell you not to go to Kendrick if you're not interested.
I won't. I'm not gonna.
Because he's definitely gonna think something's up.
Yeah, and I've shown no interest whatsoever to him. Not one interest to him. But last night, for some reason, he felt the need to, he was making his move.
He probably been planting the seed for a minute. Last night was the night he decided to
I don't know why.
Put the plan in motion, and you said yeah.
Now he's thinking he's gonna be able to hit.
Right. He's like I'm in there.
Absolutely not. If I would go, I'd probably be like, listen, ain't nothing gonna happen, right? Like, I'm just going because I want to go to the concert. Like, I would be straight up honest. Like, I'm not interested in you like that. And then I probably wouldn't get to go.
Right. Yeah, I would definitely not take you after that.
He wouldn't talk to me.
Right. He's like, you telling me it's no chance?
Yeah.
There's zero chance.
Yeah, I would definitely rescind my offer stat.
That's okay. That's okay, because then you got to be honest and tell him, like, I'm not going to sleep with you at all.
Yeah. Now, if you were quote unquote attracted to him, would you tell him the same thing? It's not like that, and you're not going to sleep with him, or would you just accept it and go?
If I was attracted to him, if I was attracted to him, I would go.
But would you say all that other stuff like, it's not that serious? Well, because what if on his side he's just asking you because he just wants somebody to go with and he just likes your vibe?
If I was attracted to him, I would go, and then I would have no need to say something like that. Like, I already know I'm not attracted to this guy. I already know that in no way, shape, or form.
But what if he's not that attracted to you and he's just asking you to go just for?
Yeah, that's not the case.
Well, yeah.
I know what you're saying.
Would you still like?
I would tell him.
Now, would you tell him?
Geneva said, I thought there was always a chance. Give him a chance. He might be a good guy.
Yeah, I think every guy deserves a chance.
But I'm not attracted to him. Like, I'm not. That's not going to go anywhere. Like, it's not. I don't think it's going to go anywhere.
But do you think he's a good dude?
Okay, it's not even about physical attraction with this individual.
Okay.
He bothers me. His whole the way he talks. I nicknamed him Mushmouth. He talks too much. Like, he goes off, and just his whole personality I'm not attracted to. It's not.
Hey, what if he's that way around you and around other people, but one-on-one it may be a totally different guy?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to help you out, Mushmouth.
I don't think so. I guess you're right. Like, you should maybe, like, if a guy is interested and he's actually making a plan, right? He's actually because that's what we ask for. We're like, why don't you make a plan? Why don't you want to do anything? And then we're like, no. Like, they make a plan, and then you're like, no, I don't want to go. But yeah,
he could be your next boyfriend. You don't ever know.
He could, yeah. But I don't want to give him the wrong idea that
sometimes you got to kiss a frog for him to turn into a prince.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
You just said, are you physically attracted to him?
No. Not at all.
So if he was standing in front of you, butt naked, like, you wouldn't be like, okay, I'm about to take you down.
No.
Oh, well.
Men's bodies are not that attractive. Women don't do that.
Wait, what you say?
when men's bodies are not that attractive. We don't look at a man's body and go, oh my God, we don't want to.
That's like
maybe
80%
it depends on if, like,
of women. That's why they do it.
what?
Take them down.
Yeah, I don't agree with what you just said.
I don't agree with that at all.
I don't know. I mean,
nothing.
It depends.
There's two things that will for sure get you in the game: money and your body. As a guy, those two things for sure will get you in the game.
And if you got both of them, man,
it's a wrap.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, for some,
you could be ugly and have money and a nice body, and you're in.
I don't know about that for me. I'm just speaking for me. That's not. I don't look for just that.
Okay, then you should give oh boy Mushmouth a chance if it's not just that.
No,
He got money because Kendrick tickets ain't cheap.
Free. He got free tickets.
Even better. What, do you want him at the radio station?
No, he had a group of people that got him and something or other. I don't know. I really wasn't listening.
Nah, he paid for them tickets and he hoping you was going.
Yeah.
Geneva said, no, don't do it. If it's not what you like, don't do it.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm definitely not going to go.
See, you passing up on Mr. Right for all these Mr. Wrongs.
I mean,
right. The Mr. Wrongs ain't trying to take you to no concert.
Yeah, Mr. Wrongs ain't at Mr. Wrongs on that Womack.
Nobody's trying to take me to a concert. None of them are trying to take me anywhere.
All your Mr. Wrongs are at Womack.
That's true.
Crystal said, you could be hot as hell and have all the money in the world, but if you are annoying and ignorant and no fun, then you're not it.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that either.
It sounds good.
Why?
Yes, it sounds good in theory.
It sounds good in theory.
This guy is not attractive. I don't think he has any money. I'm not sure what his body looks like. He bought like the
Haven't
sound
you seen
of
him
his
in person?
voice. Yes.
So
I met him.
How don't you know what his body looks like?
Well, I don't know what he looks like underneath. I mean, he's,
does he look good in his clothes? Then he doesn't have to be ripped, but
he's not like fat or anything. He's not like, it's not grotesque. Like from what I can tell, it's not like terrible or anything like that. Yeah, I just something about him is just not jiving. I just don't. It's not something I'm interested in.
Sounds like a lot of excuses coming your way.
Oh, okay. Poor Mushmouth.
Poor Mushmouth is probably watching you right now.
If he is, then he is. Whatever.
William checking in. What's up, Will? He says a nice yacht and money goes a long ways. 100%.
Glizzy Bear, what's good? Yeah, a nice yacht does go a long way for you and Crystal. Acting like y'all gonna be like,
I'm not.
No, I don't want to go on this yacht. No, I don't want free drinks. No, I don't want free food. No, I don't want to see
I don't want to watch the sunset and
yeah,
off the coast.
I don't want the coast of the Riviera. No,
you're funny.
Cut it out. You guys would be quick to throw on your bathing suits, so I don't want to hear it. Yeah, you can't even say anything because you know I'm right.
That's not the initial attraction that I'm desiring. That's only going to go so far, is what my point is.
It helps. It's
only going to go so far.
That's all we're saying is that it helps.
It's only going to go so far. It's not going to. I'm not saying like, okay, some guy invites me on a yacht, I'm going to say no. Like, no,
I know you're not going to say no.
That doesn't make any sense. That makes zero sense for me to say no. I'm not going to go.
Okay, so a guy invites you to a yacht, you and him, sunset, Greece. He's not that attractive, but he's got a nice body.
He's not ugly.
But he's not like, he's probably like a 2 or 3. 2 or 3. takes you on a yacht. It's his yacht.
Okay.
Good man.
Okay.
Takes you on a beautiful date. You guys are sitting on the edge of the yacht, watching the sunset in Greece. You smashing?
Oh yeah.
See, I like your honesty. I like your honesty.
Yeah. 1,000%. He took me on a yacht. We're in Greece. He getting booty.
I like your honesty.
I
like your
Geneva
honesty.
said money helps for a few months. She said 2 or 3, no way out pass. Geneva got some twos and some threes in her past. So I don't know what she's talking about.
Yeah,
and that was broke.
I have some ugly dudes that I've entertained, and yeah, 2 or 3. If with a yacht and breathe, yeah, 1,000%.
Will said, "I'm not saying marrying the man, just have some fun, enjoy the finer things in life. Hell, if he swings both ways, I'd take a nice yacht and be pampered."
Yeah, I've never had that offer.
Hey,
I've never had the offer. Like if I had the offer.
Hey, Glizzy Bear, you wild, bro.
You out here with that.
He said, "I'm going with you."
Nobody's out here with that nonsense. Like no. Where they at?
Scottsdale.
I mean, you're not giving him a chance if he's not that cute.
Well, you saw he was a 3, and he was like, "Nah, I'm straight."
I'm going past him to the 7 or the 8 with no money.
Oh, so you'd rather deal with the 7 or 8 with no money?
I'm just kidding.
Who cheats on you? Huh?
No, I don't get cheated. No.
You don't get cheated on it.
No, I don't think that I know of that I've been cheated on.
That you know of.
I've been married twice, and then I had one relationship in 2023. So I haven't had any like sustaining relationships other than those situations. And I know he didn't cheat on me.
Geneva said right, and the 2 and 3s with money aren't worth it. I should know.
Depends on what else they're bringing to the table with the money. Like it may be a 2 or a 3, but if, like you said, we're having a good time, he has good conversation, he's a good person, he has a lot going for him. No, money's not gonna be the only thing that's gonna sustain it. There has to be a lot of other things.
KP, what about you? Let's say you met let's say the girl you from the other night. You say you entertained and you gave her your phone number. And let's say she finally hits you up and says, "Hey, I want to take you out on a date. Here's what I'm thinking. Let me know if you're down." She got a yacht. She sent a driver to come pick you up. You get to the yacht. Dinner spread, everything you could think of. Free drinks, pre-rolls, because she heard that you like pre-rolls.
Hey,
you going?
I might get down on one knee that night, man. I might get down on one knee that night, for real. I might get down on one knee on that night. Mm-hmm. A, because I'm gonna get some of that money, and B, no, that's not the way to think about it. I'm just joking. No, I'm just joking. No, I'm going for sure. I'm for sure going.
You smashing?
Yeah, I'm for sure smashing for sure. I might. I mean, I'm an entertainer again.
You're like, if I know that this is how you roll.
Yeah, I'm an entertainer again. If that's how it's going, I might try to treat her next time just to show her, I'm not one of those. Then I know she gonna treat me the next time. So but I'm not. Yeah, I'm definitely going for sure. For sure. Take me, kidnap me, boo boo. Kidnap me.
He said I don't have to be back until Sunday at 6.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go out for Sunday Fun Day, but no, she can kidnap me for real. I'm definitely going for sure.
And she's a 2.
Yeah, that 2's hard, but I'm going. Most of those 2s and 3s, they got good top. So, at least, and she's got yacht and she's about me. Yeah, I'm definitely going for sure. For sure. It ain't gonna last long, but I'm definitely going for sure. I'm gonna put in work too. I'm gonna let her know, like, hey, I'm here. If you ever want to do this again,
You have my number.
I'm
you have my
down.
number. I'm
I'm
available.
coming.
I am available.
I will
Whenever
turn
you
down
need me.
time with my guy friends.
Yeah. Whenever you need me, you just call me. I am there.
Mhm.
That's how fast I'm going. If she's doing it like that, for sure. Fuck, she don't even gotta have a yacht. She could just have one of these houses up in Paradise Valley at one of these mountains. I'm going. It don't matter.
Sitting poolside.
Yeah. Overlooking Papago or Camelback. I'm definitely going for sure.
Mhm.
You don't gotta have a yacht. But unlike the Glizzy Bear, I'm not going if it's I ain't doing that. The dude, like, I'm not going just because whatever he said, whatever that comment was, that was a real suspect comment. But I ain't going. It ain't gonna be three of us.
Will said, I'll be full on glizzy and a man over 100 mil and a yacht, no question asked. I'll be holding that pocket and I don't swing that way.
I know you don't. I know you don't.
He said, but it's for sale. I don't swing that way.
He say he's gonna be holding his pocket. Like, if that's what I think it is. That is funny. That is funny. You funny, Glizzy Bear. You funny.
He said 100 mil and a yacht.
Well, I mean, I guess I hope, Hilary, your dating adventures in the Dale. I hope it gets better. I don't know what kind of men you like, but
I don't have bad options. I don't have.
I kind of think
now.
you look like the kind of girl that like. I can tell you probably like a dark skinned black dude who's probably like between 5'7" and 5'10". Like, with most of your dudes probably are dark skinned and they probably got beards.
I do like a gray beard. I do like a gray one. I like that. Yeah.
And hair wise, I won't say like you like not like a dreadhead, but you probably like a little twisty or something like
No.
Okay.
Will said everything is for sale, baby.
That ass for sale, Paul.
Crystal said, "What if when the two called, you were with a 9? If the two with the yacht called you, and you was out with a 9."
Hey, Crystal,
do I have to leave the one at the time with the 9, or can I go later with
the 2? Saying you got to come right now.
I got to come right now.
I'm at the dock. What
are we doing with the 9? Like, you know what I mean? Like, where are we at? Like, you know what I mean? Or
I mean, one is it's an old saying that goes, a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. The 2 is a for sure thing. The 9 is not, unless you've been led to believe it's a for sure thing.
It just,
and the 9 broke.
The 9's broke. No, I'm leaving.
You gotta pay for the 9.
Yeah, you gotta pay for dinner for the 9.
The 2 paying for you.
Do that constantly. Like, you got to be in an equal playing field. Like, okay, so if you have more money, that's great and all, but I can't be with somebody who's broke. Like, I like to do stuff. I like to go places, and I'm okay with paying half my share. I'm okay with paying, like, for my ticket if we're gonna go or whatever. The popcorn and the soda at the movies, and he pays for dinner. I'm okay with that, but I'm not okay with being broke and not going places and not being able to do stuff, and then I gotta always pay for things. I'm not okay. And I don't think that a guy should have to do that either. I'm not saying that just for me. I'm saying the guy shouldn't have to do that either. You should have equal. Obviously, it's cool if they got way more money, you know. But
Are you going with the 2 or with the 9?
I'm going with the 2. I'm going with the 2 and leaving the 9. If the 9's broke, we're leaving. Chances are, what are we doing with the 9? He's broke. We're sitting on the couch watching TV, doing something, ordering, I don't know, Wingstop maybe. But I'm leaving.
She said, "I'm not spending too much.
I gotta go.
I got you some Wingstop.
I have an emergency situation. We come up with whatever.
The spending more time with that 2 may make you fall for the 2.
It could.
Right. Now swap out the yacht for a Kendrick concert.
For Kendrick Lamar tickets. It's not even about his looks. Like, he bothers me. Like, just his voice bothers me. I can't even get past that.
So if he sounded like the Allstate man, then what?
Oh,
the Allstate.
See, now you're inserting a whole different person. Like, you're making this person be a whole different person than he is. Like, oh, we're just gonna give you all the scenarios in which he's the one that you're gonna want to go there with. Like, of course, you want to make him, you know, Idris Elba, and yeah, I'm going. Like, absolutely.
Oh, so Idris Elba's your type, huh?
Oh, I can. He's handsome.
She said, "I can't."
Yeah, you can make.
Are you from the Midwest originally?
No, I'm from Arizona.
Oh, a native.
I am. What? What happened?
Most girls don't say handsome very often. That's like a
from
Midwest
Arizona.
thing.
Oh, no. I like that. I like using the word. It's nice. It's a nice compliment. Men like to be called handsome. I've encountered.
I agree.
They like that.
I agree.
Yeah, I think we enjoy the switch from being hot to being handsome.
Yeah, I don't even women. I don't even like to be. Well, I get the beautiful a lot, and
I think you say. I think girls say to their friends that a dude is hot, and they tell a dude that he's handsome. Is that fair to say?
Fair. Mm-hmm.
Or they may tell their girlfriend he's sexy, but they'll tell the dude that I think you're very handsome.
Right. Sounds trashy.
Because they want to be classy about it.
Sounds trashy when you tell them that, but when you tell your friends that, it's not.
Yeah, see, I mean, if a girl, I love handsome, but if a girl calls me sexy, I think that's I love it.
Yeah, I don't ever tell Amanda's like that.
Because he got you at that point.
What? No, I mean, I don't know about that. Like,
he's like, I already got you to jump in the boat at this point.
Yeah, you don't want to come across too like, oh, you got me. Yeah, you're right. You don't want to come across like that. Like, you got to give them some kind of, I guess, play the game. I don't know.
See, that's why you're single, because you're trying to play the game.
I'm single because I want to be single at this point. I'm not single because I don't mind being single. I really don't. I entertain sometimes wanting to be like in a relationship. You know, it gets lonely sometimes, you know, but I don't really want to be in a relationship just for the sake of being in a relationship. You know what I mean? Like, just to have somebody, just to be booed up, just to be doing stuff with. I don't really want to do that. I think about like actually living with somebody, and I don't know what I would do. I don't know. I'd freak out. I think
it freaks me out.
It really freaks me out. I need my space. I don't even know if I'd be in a relationship and like have them live with me. I don't even know if like I would go live with them, because then I want my security. Like I don't know. It could be because I've been single too long.
Because you haven't met Idris Elba yet.
Probably not. You know, I mean, that could be it too. I haven't met the one that's gonna be it for me. I don't know. I don't even know what that looks like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys have had, David, I meant to send this to you, if you had a chance to and I'm sure we're about to hop, but maybe we could talk about this another pod. But have you had a chance to watch Paul Pierce's new podcast with him and that girl?
Mm-mm.
There's one. It's called.
I've seen a couple clips, but I haven't watched like a whole episode.
It's called The Truth After Dark. And one of the topics were Paul Pierce doesn't think that women can bring you peace.
Oh yeah, I saw that clip.
Yeah. And it was very like, I was like, you know what? There's some truth to what he's saying, even from a woman's POV. Like when you've been single and you come and someone comes into your peace, like being single is peaceful. I don't care what anyone says, it is peaceful, like super peaceful in my opinion. And even when you have somebody coming over, it's like, I like spending time with this person, but now I got to entertain this person. I got to see if I want to watch what they want to watch. Now I got to ask this person if they want some water. If they, like now I got to ask this person, are you doing okay? Because you're quiet. Like that's and he was like saying like, that's affecting my peace. Like, and I was just sitting there thinking, I'm like, damn, that is so true. Like, that's so true.
I had a guy come over the other night and he irritated my space, but he wanted to come over and cuddle. Which, can we stop doing that? I don't really like that stuff. He was
trying to smash. That's just code
word
for smash.
Well, obviously it's code for sex. I know that. But when you come over and you want to cuddle and you're bothering my peace, that's what we're doing. We're cuddling. We're not going to do anything else.
So you let him come over?
I did. I was watching a movie. He asked and he's come over before. And so he came over and we watched the movie. Huh?
I said, damn, he drove all the way to surprise?
He lives out here.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
He said he drove all the way to surprise?
Listen, they will drive to wherever. Doesn't matter. Maybe with the guarantee.
Right, with the guarantee, yes.
With the guarantee, they will. Yeah, they're in the car.
In rotation with a guarantee.
Yeah, I might take a Waymo with the guarantee.
Yeah, but he gives me the ick. I don't really.
So he said he wanted to cuddle, but if you don't mind me asking, like, how did he irritate you to the point where you wouldn't have, you would have smashed, but you weren't going to smash because he irritated you?
He stuck his thumb in my belly button.
Like playfully?
Weirdly.
He was just like
fat fingers. I have a little belly button, fat thumb in my belly button, and I'm laying there. Also, he has like hyperhidrosis, really sweaty hands, and he tried to project it and say I was sweating and I wasn't. And then he stuck his thumb in my belly button. And I said, "What are you doing?" And he said, and he's like, "Why does that bother you?" And I'm like, a little uncomfortable. Like, you have a fat thumb and I have a little belly button.
Oh man.
He said, I used to do this. He said, I used to do this to my brother and my mom when I was a kid. And they didn't really say nothing. They just let me do it. And I'm like, well, I ain't your brother or your mama. That bothers me. And your thumb.
Oh, you his mama. You his mama.
I am his mama. He gives me those vibes. Like I would say something that bothered me, and he would like put his head down, like, okay, like he wants to be beat or something. Like, I'm not the one.
Has he already hit?
No.
Oh, so he's still in.
I would tell you, but no.
Oh, so he probably doesn't stand a chance then, huh?
She said no.
Man. So why don't you tell him he's wasting his time then?
I don't know.
You like having a company sometimes.
Sometimes.
You like somebody you like somebody rubbing on your booty a little bit, you know?
Sometimes. It depends. Yeah, I mean, sometimes. The first time he came over didn't bother me as much. The second time he came over really bothered me. Maybe because I was irritated and I didn't really want like company. I should have just told him not to come. Like I should have said.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he messages and he's nice and he's consistent and he's not bad looking. But that gave me weird vibes.
She said
Also,
this man will put his thumb in my belly button.
Yeah, that's crazy.
KP said that's the craziest story I've ever heard.
No, I don't know what was happening.
I never done no shit like that before.
Please don't.
No, I trust me. I won't.
Or ask. You should ask about those kind of things first. Like, do you mind if I stick my thumb in your belly button?
Nah, she definitely gonna say no then.
Yeah, I would never.
She definitely gonna say no. You might as well do it for her to wait for her to be like, it feels a little weird on my stomach.
Yeah, that's crazy. I wouldn't even think to even ask that. That's some weird stuff.
If it's your thing and that's what you like.
Yeah.
Like weird stuff.
So if he didn't do that, would he have had a chance to smash that night?
No, probably not. Even that. He doesn't answer direct questions either. I keep asking him if he has kids and he won't really tell me. He like mentions one kid. And I've asked him multiple times what he does for a living and he won't really answer that. It's really weird things that keep happening and keep transpiring upon our conversations. And I'm like, why won't you just say what you do for a living? He just kind of looks at me. He's like, well, I do certain things. Like, I don't know. I don't know what he does.
I mean, he could be ashamed of what he does.
Not
like a drug dealer, but maybe he work at McDonald's or something. And he's ashamed.
I don't think he works. And I can't say I wouldn't care if he worked at McDonald's. It just kind of
right, and that's exactly why he's not telling you.
Do women, they care. You own a McDonald's? Okay. You're flipping burgers? Probably not.
Hey, he could be the general manager flipping burgers, making six figures at McDonald's.
That's right. Okay too. That's okay too.
But he could be a janitor.
I wonder how many women he's done that to.
I don't even know.
Hey, women, you guys do have it kind of when it comes. I think for women in the dating scene, I think you guys have a really hard time when it comes to, from what I've gathered, men being creepy or weird or something along those lines. Whereas men, I think men have it to where like
women won't do something that they think might turn you off. Even if she has a weird little something, she's like, well, I'm not going to do that around him because I don't want him to not like me because of that thing.
Yeah.
Whereas guys probably would be like, I've never had a girl tell me she didn't like when I put my thumb in her belly button.
You're right. I've been in those situations where like I've done something that they didn't like and it ended very quickly and abruptly. Nothing happened after that, and then he was skedaddle in the morning, and I've literally never heard. I've even seen him in public. I
gotta know.
I did something weird apparently that he did not like.
You just stick his finger in his booty or something?
No, I just he was too silent, and I wanted him to be more vocal, and I kept saying like, this is what I want. Do this. You know what I mean? Like I kept saying it and he just shut down. Like he's like, I'm not doing that.
You pushed him too far out of his comfort zone.
I did. And I don't care. I mean, it's fine. It's whatever.
Geneva said the thumb sounds like a precursor to what he wants to do.
The booty was next, boy. Thumb in the belly button is crazy, so I can only imagine what's next.
I mean, thumb in the butt is not that bad. I mean, good grief. acting like that's something most people don't like.
Nah.
That's a little less weird than the belly button.
Nah.
So you're a fan of that?
That's less weird than the belly button to me.
So you're a fan.
I mean, the belly button is probably.
I would not have been as alarmed.
Top 3.
I would not have been as alarmed.
Well, from the sounds of it, the dude shouldn't have gotten to your butt if you weren't that into. He wouldn't have gotten to your butt if you're not that interested in him. So
he was checking it out. He was trying to see what I would like, and if I did like it, I don't like it.
Yeah, he was testing the boundaries.
That was a boundary tester. Because if you would have liked it, yeah, he would have been like, oh yeah, shit, she liked the thumb and a belly button.
Everything's on the table now.
It is up.
I want to know what women like that. I want to know what is happening. Like, do y'all are you just letting him do it because he likes it? You can't tell me. I don't know.
Like, what if you had an Audi and he would he just flick it or would he Oh my god!
He just run his fingers over like this.
Yeah.
No.
That's funny.
I don't know if he can come back from that. I don't.
Yeah.
No,
he can't come back from that.
All right. We let's go ahead and wrap. We almost at 2 hours. KP, what you got for him?
Hilary, thank you for coming on tonight. It's definitely been a pleasure. I like your insight.
She says she has stories and she did not disappoint.
No, she did not disappoint.
I have many, many more.
Okay. To everyone out there that's watching, thank you for watching tonight. Colleen, thank you for hopping on. Appreciate you. Palm, thank you for hopping on. Nick, Sam, Geneva, appreciate you guys. Kyrie, thank you. Like, subscribe, and Hilary, again, it's been a pleasure. I hope to see you soon, and looking to get more stories. Definitely looking to get more stories. If you're on my side of the valley, hit me up. We'll see what.
I was gonna follow you on Instagram, but I'm like, I don't know, that'd be a little bit weird already.
No, you can follow me. You can follow me.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. Thank you, David, for entertaining because I didn't slide into his inbox on a like that interest level, but I was like, hey, I want to be a part of it.
Have you watched?
I watched a few. I did watch how kind of the banter in what the subjects are and things like that. But yeah.
Oh, so you already knew it was kind of,
Yeah, I mean, I always know what to expect. Yeah, like what the topics of.
Okay. Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, feel free to add me.
Okay.
Hilary, what do you got for the people?
I do stand-up comedy. I do.
Oh, really?
I do it on Friday nights at Cheers on 59th and Bell. I'm trying to go to build up more courage, but I have to change I was kind of doing the dating thing, but I got to change my whole routine, and I'm working on that. And I want to do like more stand-up live and open mics. It's just open mics, but I'm working on that.
Hey, have you ever been to? I don't know if they still do it, but I have a friend. His name is Eric Bernal. Have you ever? You know who Eric Bernal is?
Sounds familiar.
Well, he does he puts on an open mic in Old Town at Almost Famous on Mondays.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
on
I
Monday
didn't know that.
evenings at like 6:30, 6 or 6:30 or 7 or something like that. So if he's still doing that, because he's looking for comedians,
Uh-huh.
because he's a comedian himself and he travels to
Mhm.
different places. So if you're looking, I'll reach out to him to see if he's still doing that open mic on Mondays, and
Okay.
yeah, see if that's something that you're interested in.
Yeah, I have to start doing more. I just have to get a little more confidence. And I know I can do it, but I just
Yeah.
you gotta try different things. But yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Everybody in the AZ stratosphere, definitely go follow Hilary, seeing when she's performing next. Go show her some love wherever she ends up. Definitely go support. I just want to give a huge shout out to everybody that chimed in today on the chat. Geneva, Crystal,
Oh
Colleen,
yeah, Crystal.
Kyrie, Will. Who else did we
She's my
have?
biggest fan.
Kadriana checking back
Oh
in.
yeah, Cadriana. Yeah.
Adriana checking in. I said Kylie, Sam, Nick. Nick only commented once, and we ain't hear from him no more.
Yeah, he's going to Barcelona tomorrow. His birthday's tomorrow, and then he's going to Barcelona.
Oh, okay. And then Oak Perez checked in with us as well.
Oh, my guy.
So thank you to everybody that checked in. Follow everybody on the socials. Like and subscribe and share the podcast. We love everybody who took the time out to spend their hump day evening with us. So thank you guys so much. But we'll be back next week and we're gonna do it again. And we'll see you guys in about 6 days and some change. But until then, be well. And we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Peace. Thumbs up.
I'm in the belly buttons.